In part 1, I showed you how billionaires escape trading time for money. In part 2, I showed you how they win their first deal before they have resources. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people who get that first deal never become wealthy. They don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they become the bottleneck. Today, I'll show you the third pattern I kept seeing across dozens of billionaire biographies, how they built businesses that stopped depending on them. This is part 3, the final piece. How to go from your first deal to your first million, how to scale, how to build systems that work without you, how to stop trading time for money entirely. This is where most people get stuck. They get one client, one employee, one small win. Then they plateau, they become the bottleneck. They work harder and harder for the same money. I'm going to show you how to break through that ceiling, using the same patterns I found across those billionaire biographies. This is the scaling framework. Let's start with the biggest mistake I see. People get their first asymmetric deal. They hire their first person. They make their first profit, and they think they've escaped the time for money trap. They haven't. They've just built a slightly better job for themselves. According to Michael Gerber's research in the E-Myth Revisited, and I see this pattern across the biographies too, most entrepreneurs don't build businesses. They build jobs they can't quit. They become the center of everything. The best salesperson, the best operator, the best problem solver. And they can't scale because the business depends on them. The billionaires I studied did something different. They built systems. They built machines. They built organizations that could run without them. Not immediately, not perfectly, but systematically, step by step. Here's how. Phase 1, productize. When you start, you're doing custom work. Every client wants something different. Every project is bespoke. You're a craftsman. You have to escape this. You have to find the 80% that's the same across all your work and turn it into a product. Bezos didn't manually recommend books to each customer. He built a recommendation algorithm. Then he built a website that could serve millions without him. Rockefeller didn't negotiate each oil deal personally. He built a system of regional managers, standardized contracts, and market intelligence that let him scale across state lines. Knight didn't custom design shoes for each runner. He found one good shoe, the Cortez, and sold it to everyone. Productize means find what works, document it, repeat it. This requires sacrifice. You have to say no to custom work that doesn't fit your system. You have to turn down money in the short term to build leverage in the long term. Most people can't do this. They see a custom project for $10,000 and they take it, even though it breaks their system, even though it traps them. The billionaires said no. They focused on the product, the system, the scalable thing. Phase 2, delegate operations. Once you have a product, you need to remove yourself from delivery. This is where the arbitrage of time meets conviction with asymmetry again. You hire people, you train them. You build systems and checklists and quality controls, then you let them run. But here's the key, you don't just hire for tasks, you hire for outcomes. Most people hire assistants. Do this specific thing I tell you. Billionaires hire owners. Make this number go up, here's the resources, you figure out how. Bezos hired general managers for each category. He gave them P and L responsibility. He let them fail and learn. Buffett buys entire companies with management teams in place. He doesn't run them. He measures them. He holds them accountable for results. The shift is from how do I do this to who can do this for me. This requires trust. It requires letting go of perfection. It requires accepting that other people will do things 80% as well as you, but 100% of the work gets done. Phase 3, build distribution. Having a great product with great operations isn't enough. You need distribution. You need reach. You need customers coming to you without your constant effort. There are 3 types of distribution that scale. First, paid acquisition that converts profitably. You spend $1 on ads, you make $2. You reinvest the $2. You scale until the market saturates. Bezos spent millions on early internet ads. He knew his lifetime value. He knew he could spend more than competitors to acquire customers because his repeat purchase rate was higher. Second, organic content that compounds. You write, you make videos, you build an audience. Each piece of content works while you sleep. The total audience grows exponentially. Buffett writes shareholder letters. Musk tweets. Nike built its early brand through deep relationships with runners, coaches, athletes, and compelling storytelling around performance. Third, partnerships and channels. Other people sell for you. Other platforms distribute for you. You build relationships that multiply your reach. Rockefeller negotiated transportation advantages that lowered Standard Oil's costs. Bezos built the affiliate program. Nike got retailers to stock his shoes. Distribution is the multiplier. Great product times zero distribution equals zero. Mediocre product times massive distribution equals millions. Phase 4, reinvest profits. This is where the psychology gets hard. You make your first $100,000. You could buy a nicer car. You could upgrade your apartment. You could take a vacation. The middle class takes the money. They consume it. Billionaires reinvest it. They buy more time. They buy more distribution. They buy more systems. Bezos didn't take profits for years. He poured everything back into growth, into warehouses, into technology, into customer acquisition. Buffett compounds his returns. He doesn't spend the dividends. He buys more companies. Knight lived like a college student for years while his business grew. He reinvested every dollar. This requires delayed gratification. It requires seeing money not as consumption but as fuel. It requires betting on your future self. Most people can't do this. They want the reward now. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor immediately. The billionaires waited, sometimes for decades. They built the machine first. Then they enjoyed the output. Now, let me give you the specific roadmap. The 12-month plan to go from first deal to first million. Month 1-3, Productize. Document everything you do. Find the 80% that's repeatable. Build templates, build processes, build the system. Say no to custom work. Focus on the product. Month 4-6, first hire. Find someone who can execute the system. Train them. Let them fail. Coach them. Build the muscle of delegation. Your goal: they can do 80% of what you do without asking questions. Month 7-9, distribution. Pick one channel, paid ads, content, or partnerships. Go deep. Master it. Get customers without your direct involvement. Measure cost per acquisition. Measure lifetime value. Optimize until you can profitably scale. Month 10-12, reinvest and scale. Take the profits, don't spend them. Hire more people, buy more distribution, build more systems. Your goal: the business runs without you for a week, then a month, then indefinitely. This is the path. It's not complicated, but it's hard. Because every step requires fighting your instincts. Your instinct is to do custom work because it pays now. Your instinct is to micromanage because you do it better. Your instinct is to enjoy the money because you earned it. The billionaires built different instincts through repetition, through discipline, through seeing the pattern. Now, I need to address the objection. This sounds like I need money to make money. I need profits to reinvest. What if I'm starting from zero? The answer is, you bootstrap with time. You do the work yourself until you have enough to hire one person. You hire one person until you have enough to hire two. You scale step by step. Bezos started with $10,000. Knight started with $50. Rockefeller started with $1,000. They didn't start with millions. They started with conviction and asymmetry. They turned small resources into systems. They turned systems into scale. You can do the same. The key is don't skip steps. Don't try to build a team before you have a product. Don't try to scale distribution before you have operations. Don't try to reinvest before you have profits. Each phase builds on the last. Productize first, then delegate, then distribute, then reinvest. This is the scaling framework. Now, let me bring all three parts together. Part 1, arbitrage of time. You stop selling your hours. You start buying other people's time. Part 2, conviction with asymmetry. You get your first deal, your first leverage, your first proof. Part 3, scaling framework. You productize, delegate, distribute, and reinvest. You build a machine. Together, these are the patterns I found across 50 billionaire biographies. Not magic, not luck, not secrets. Systems, psychology, execution. You can use these today. Whether you have $50 or $50,000, whether you're 20 or 50, whether you're starting your first business or your fifth. The patterns don't care about your circumstances. They only care about your actions. Stop selling time, start buying it. Stop asking, start offering. Stop working in the business, start working on the business. The first deal gives you momentum. The system gives you freedom. Freedom gives you scale. And scale is where wealth stops depending on your hours. That's the blueprint. If you want me to go deeper on any of these phases, the specific tactics for productizing, the hearing frameworks, the distribution strategies, let me know in the comments. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this with someone who needs to see it. The patterns are there, the path is clear. I'll see you in the next one.